This Syrian family lives in a small apartment somewhere in Germany. We won't say where exactly, nor use their real names. The father lives in fear of the regime in Syria, which they fled in 2017.
I'm wanted for military service, and Syria is not a safe place. It's difficult, very difficult.
The father says you can be sent to jail for dodging military service in Syria. We'll call him Amin. He says he's seen too much fighting and dying in his home city of Deir ez-Zor. Seeing pictures of it brings back the memories.
I remember what happened in Syria. The shelling, seeing children dying when bombs were dropped on my hometown, digging the children out from underneath the rubble. These scenes remind me of horrible things in my past, and how my children would hide under the stairs or in cupboards when they saw a plane in the sky ready to drop bombs. My children have witnessed horrible things.
Amin has no proof that he was to be drafted. He says he lost the papers on the way to Europe, along with his old passport. It's one reason his application for asylum was rejected. But he and his family can stay in Germany as war refugees until the fighting in Syria ends. Now, the German authorities want them to apply for valid Syrian passports at the Syrian embassy. Then they can receive longer residence permits and German travel documents. But Amin refuses to go.
I can't go to the embassy, even if there's no immediate danger. I'm wanted for conscription. And I can't go to the embassy because that would endanger the lives of my family.
Hundreds of people do go to the Syrian embassy in Berlin every day for travel documents. Many of them, like Amin, are war refugees with no right to asylum. The legal term is persons with subsidiary protection status. German legal experts say they can be expected to go to the embassy.
I don't believe anyone with subsidiary protection status has anything to fear. They're not being persecuted personally. They were allowed to be here because a civil war is raging in Syria.
But Syrian human rights lawyer Anwar al-Buni says many who come here are afraid, also for their relatives back in Syria, especially if they belong to the opposition. Syrian intelligence tries to glean information about contacts with the regime's opponents from embassy visitors. If someone refuses to answer questions, they're denied a passport.
They threat the people and take information about them, where they live, where they go, who they meet, and send this information to the security in Syria. So it's a problem. For not the refugees themselves, it's a problem for their parents in Syria, who are still there under the regime control.
Is the embassy in Berlin operating on behalf of Syria's secret service? We confronted its head of mission with the allegations. He denied them.
Has any Syrian who's been here so far stated that he was questioned about anything beyond his own passport matters? We don't do that. We don't collect any personal information. We only require the documents that are needed to establish the applicant's identity.
Amin doesn't believe that, and he wants no contact with Syrian authorities, whether for passports or any other documents, for himself or his family, even if it means serious problems with finding work in Germany or traveling.
I wouldn't know what to do if the Foreigners Registration Office didn't renew my residency or give me German travel documents. I still wouldn't go to the embassy.
So Amin's and his family's future in Germany is uncertain. Their greatest fear is having to return to Syria, even after the fighting is over, because the old regime may still be in power.